And we're live here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive. I have Ramona Kelly here, and I'm excited to learn more about her and her. She has these patches she's going to talk about, so I'm excited to hear about that. But Ramona, thank you for being here.
You're welcome. I'm privileged to be here.
Yeah, so why don't we start off with sharing a little bit about who you are, where you're from, and what you do?
Okay, well, I'm Ramona Kelly. I've been in Sacramento now probably years. Prior to that, was in Hawaii for 30 years. My mother is born and raised in Hawaii. So, but it's very expensive out there. And my husband was here, so I moved out here with him. I'm retired. I'm 73, and I've got two handsome young men, boys, well, they're men, and a whole bunch of grandchildren. And one of my sons and four of his children live with me.
Wow.
So very lively household we have.
Yeah, I was going to say,
Uh,
and very cool. Um, So how long have you been in Sacramento?
California?
You said you were in
Yeah, I,
Hawaii.
I think it's I think it's been about 20 years now.
Oh, okay. So,
Didn't plan on staying that long, but one day want to go home. But that's why I always have my background. This used to be my son's backyard. So.
okay. Amazing. So tell us about a little bit about what you want to share with us today.
Okay, so like I said, I'm retired, and but I'm retired but not retired because once I retired, I had all my grandkids move in with me, and my son was going through some challenging times, so I was raising them full time for about 5 years. And in 2013 and 14, I had three car accidents. I had two rear-ended and one through the driver's side right in front of my driver's door. And I think that was probably the worst. But because if I didn't slam the brakes, he would have come right through my driver's door and I wouldn't be here. But I underwent a lot of treatment, pain management, chiropractor. I had radio frequency ablation and other treatments to my back, the sacroiliac joint. And they told me that it was temporary and that maybe in 2 or 3 years I would need to go back. Well, 8 years later, I had not gone back because it was so expensive. And I had all my grandkids and I was in pain, tremendous pain. I was with a walking stick and bent over because of my back. Um, I was brain foggy, brain dead because of the pain and not being able to sleep because of the pain at night, pain at night. And I had no energy. I was living on Red Bull just to function, try to keep up with the kids. And by 7 o'clock at night, I couldn't even understand. It's just my brain was not catching it. And so I remember I was praying and saying, God, you sent these kids to me. I love them, but I felt like I was doing them no good. But I didn't want to lose them. And send me help. I was hoping that somebody would knock on the door and take me sleep. But instead, a friend of mine who I hadn't seen for about 10 years called me and told me about these patches that I had was sharing a little bit about earlier. And she said something about stem cells. And I said, no, I said, I don't want someone else's stem cells. And besides, that's very expensive, right? Like
Yeah.
$10,000 a treatment. And she says, no, this is patches that cause our own stem cells to be reactivated. I had no clue what she was talking about. I didn't even know what a stem cell was. But this had helped her get off of oxygen. And so I just was desperate. So I tried it. Within 3 weeks, I was sleeping again. I didn't even drink coffee in the morning, which was a miracle in itself. And although I still, and I was thinking clearly, brain fog had, my back was still sore, but I knew enough was happening to see that it was working. And so it's been 3 years. I've been using it, and I feel like I have back my thing here and there, doing all kinds of things with the kids. And my son is doing better now. So, he's slowly getting back on his feet. But I know that I wouldn't have gotten through the past 3 years if I had not been renewing those stem cells.
Yeah, wow.
And I decided the last few months, my sister and I, that if it's worked so well with me, we need to start sharing it with other people because if it can help us, it can help someone else. And so now that's my new adventure.
That's amazing. So
Yeah.
you were struggling and you prayed and then your friend called you and then that's the story?
And I'm sticking to it. Yeah. That's more or less how it happened. I mean, it was like about a week later she called, but
Sure.
so and I kept thinking, I don't know, God, if that's you or not. If it works, it's you. If it doesn't, then I'm just desperate. But I haven't had a Red Bull since in 3 years. Uh,
Wow. That's amazing. So
pretty.
tell us a little bit more about these patches and what,
Yeah.
you mentioned they help you rejuvenate your stem cells, but
Yeah.
explain a little more about how that all works.
Well, and that's the thing too. That's what it was at. Couldn't even say the word, didn't
Yeah,
even know what it meant.
right.
I know that we're made up of cells, but what's the difference with the stem cell? Well, the stem cell in our bodies are the only ones that can go throughout our body and they call it proliferate, which means it splits off into whatever cell is needed. So if your heart is damaged, then it'll split off into heart cells. If it's in your blood, it'll split off and become blood cells, brain cells, bone cells, whatever cell is damaged. That's why people get results, all different kinds of results, because we're all different. We all have different needs. There's different areas in our bodies that are in distress. And so the stem cells, they're just doing their job. What I have found is that when we're 20, we have about 20 billion stem cells that are working. That's why you can fall down, get back up, and keep on going. When you're my age, you fall down, you're lucky to get up. And if you do, it may take a long time to recover, if ever. The older you get, the recovery is so much worse. But
Mhm.
it's not just older, it's even in between. People who are doing sports and football and, you know, these hardcore sports and stuff like that, their bodies are getting busted up. So those stem cells begin to diminish. By the time you are 35, you have maybe about 50% working, and 60, it's maybe 20%. I needed a magnifying glass. I mean, they were just like, but they're just dormant. They've done their job and maybe they're damaged. Maybe, they've gone through all the process of what they can do and they are not regenerating because okay, there's a peptide in our body called GHK copper peptide. That's responsible for making those stem cells. Even that one has diminished over time in all of us. But this stem cell patch, and it looks like a band-aid.
Yeah.
Looks like a band-aid. The middle of it has um, it's white, and they've got some kind of compilation of minerals and I don't know all the different ingredients. I'm not a scientist, but what it does is it makes up like a reflector. So nothing, these are non-transdermal. It's not like a smoker's patch or nothing goes into your body, which is even really cool too, right? I mean, if you're taking medication, it doesn't interfere, nothing goes into our bodies. So what it does when you put it on, the heat from our bodies, we all have infrared light inside of us. So the heat from our body attracts to this little lattice in the middle, and then it acts as a mirror or reflector and reflects back in the body, targets that peptide. And when that one comes back, and it begins to produce the stem cells to work again. And it's then they start producing new, younger stem cells. And as we continue to do it, our stem cells keep coming and coming and coming and get built up again. And now I've got my quality of life back, and I love it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
amazing.
it's amazing.
So, where do you put this patch on your body and how long do you wear it for?
Well, the X39, the one that is the stem cell activation patch, is actually it's 12 hours on, 12 hours off. The reason you put it on for 12 hours is to regenerate and begin to repair, and then 12 hours off to rest. The man, David Schmidt, the inventor, actually has been in business for over 20 years. 2004, he worked with the Navy SEALs, and he helped to develop a patch for the SEALs. And that was his first patch, the energy patch, because they were taking all kinds of amphetamines and stuff like that as they go out 36, 48 hours. And what he did was he came up with this, he developed this where they could use their own body fat as energy and not the caffeine, the sugar rush, the energy drink kind of high, but just a long, sustained energy to keep them over that period of, what they needed. And that's how it got started. In fact, even, oh, what's that guy's name? Michael Phelps, the Olympic swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, even he was wearing them back in that time. The Olympic team saw that and they started using it. And then, of course, the board was like, let's level up. And they checked it to make sure they weren't taking nothing goes in to our bodies. They couldn't find anything. So they allowed them to wear it. So that's how far back it goes. And that's the credibility behind it. But over the years, he developed many other patches. But the X39 is like the flagship, something he's worked on for years to help to give people back their quality of life and extend the length and quality.
Wow.
Did I go too far?
No, that's so much. It's really great. So tell us, who else is wearing these? Do you know, and what kind of results are they getting? Besides the energy and
Yeah. Well, we have a lot of uh, ex-pro ballers. We have a lot of, ex-football players and athletes and stuff like that that are wearing them now because I can't remember. I was listening to a fellow, I can't remember his name now off the top of my head, but he'd played with one of the big uh, professional leagues for saying that at once they retire, all they can do is golf because that's all their bodies can do. And even if that, they're struggling with it. And he started using it and found out that he was in so much pain. He had a little bit more energy. And now a lot of them have a lot on the team that are using that. Um, I'm 73. My mentor is 82. And she is just a spitfire. She is all over the place. Arizona, Texas, Florida, LA. She's just constantly the jet setter. And it's because she's been doing it for about 6 years. She's just got all this energy and health. And yeah, we get sick and she fell and broke a hip. But the thing is, because her stem cells were elevated, she recovered. Uh, She recovered, number one, and she recovered at pretty much a rapid pace. Another friend of mine was, I think she's 77. She has Parkinson's and couldn't put on her socks because of shaking, because of balance, because of that. And her husband had to do it. She wasn't, most times, I'm going to stop real quick. Most times it takes a while because we didn't get to where we're at overnight, so it doesn't happen overnight. It takes, they say, 1 month for every decade of our life. So if you're 60, at least use it for 6 months to get everything back into par. Give us some time to work in it. But then we have our one patch wonders, and that was Gwen. She had actually she put three on at one time. She wasn't supposed to, but she put three on one time. And then the husband came in to put on her socks, and she said, "Oh no, I did it." He says, "What?" He couldn't believe it because she could not do it for years. She was able to function in that
Wow.
pain, sleep, energy. Those are the three things most of the people in their first month. The deeper issues that are going on with us take longer.
Wow. And how much does the patch cost?
So when you look into regular stem cell therapy, those injections that are other people's,
Yeah.
a friend of mine just maybe a few weeks ago was looking into that for her knee, and they told her $10,000 for the injection, and then because of the condition of it, they said that they would only give % chance that it would work.
Yeah.
That's not good odds, but a lot of people do it because that's the desperation, right? Well, our patches using our own stem cells, if you were to buy a month supply for at retail, is only 149. And if anyone is interested, I can show them how to purchase wholesale, and then it's a month. And we have a running joke in Hawaii, being Chinese, you're always looking for the way to save money. So of course I jumped on the wholesale because I wanted to my buck. But yeah, very affordable, and the results are priceless.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. I have a friend that yeah, I know he had some stem cell injections in his shoulder, but it took 3 times and a lot of money in order for it to
Yes,
actually
a
work.
lot of money,
Yeah.
a lot of money.
Yeah.
One of the doctors, because we have a whole host of doctors also on board with us on our team, and we do have regular MDs, but mostly we have like the natural um, modalities of holistic, functional, those different chiropractors, and all the different acupuncturists, all those natural way of healing. And so this one woman doctor, she had flown her son all over the place getting injections for him because of things, he had some disabilities and they were trying to help him. And when she found out about the patch and she knew about stem cells, she was right on board, and her son is doing so much better today. So it's
It's
pretty
amazing.
amazing.
Wow.
And see, and that's the whole thing for like my sister and I, we think how much it's helping. I mean, all I want to do is get the information out. If I can get the information out and if I can help somebody bring back some quality of life, what greater reward is there?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I do this too, so we can help people get the information out there.
right, right. I mean, if they maybe they, and so we have these patching forums all the time. And I always tell people, maybe it's not somebody, like you said, maybe you know somebody that might benefit. If you could refer them and I can help them get the information, do their research, and if it'll help them, wow, there's success right there.
Yeah, absolutely. Wow. So we're going to have you put your links in the comments here so people can get a hold of you and learn how to get the patches. Is there anything that you didn't get a chance to share that you wanted to talk about?
Uh, no, yeah, and I will put some information. I'll put a there's this website, startx39now.com, and it'll show a little video. Then it'll say if you want more information to press the green button, and then you put in light. And then there's a whole host of, well, there's videos and there's testimonies, there's pictures of people who have visual. Um, but but I also want to put my phone number. Is that all right? I'll put my
Yeah.
phone number because if you text me, then and tell me what symptoms that you might be having, treat, heal, or anything, because it's your own body that's healing itself. Nobody else, nothing else, nothing. All it's doing is like the jump start, turn the
Yeah.
switch on to get them going. But and then whatever information you need, I can make sure that you get that side, and I can help walk you through the process to get wholesale.
Okay. Why don't we have you put, we'll just have you put your information in the links and then they can maybe message you through Facebook
Yeah,
Messenger and
yeah, that
then
would be
then
good.
you could share phone numbers personally
Oh, okay.
just to keep it a little, I don't, I trust the
Well,
members of my group, but just to keep it a little safer for you, well,
yeah, I don't know how it all works.
yeah. So we'll have you just let people contact you and you can work out individually, you know,
Okay,
if they will call you. But this has been
okay.
great, and this has been so helpful, and I'm excited to check out your links too because I want to learn more about these patches. And yeah, thank you for sharing. Is any final words you want to leave everybody with?
No, I just want to thank you, Derek. I think you did a good job, and I really appreciate the mission that you are on, is people together helping one another. This is when I saw this, I was just, well, of course, I'm not really a techie, but it just really stood out to me, and I really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you so much.
You're welcome, and we thank you for sharing. And I hope this is going to help a lot of people because I think it will. Um, just, I'm going to sign off, but hang out a little bit, Ramona. We'll talk a little bit afterwards. But
Okay.
everybody who's watching, thank you for watching. And if you want to learn more about the patch, look for the links that Ramona's going to put in the comments here, and you can learn more about the patches and Ramona. And if it resonates with you, then give it a try. And if you like what we're doing here in Nourish, Heal, and Thrive, then just comment interview, and we'll give you a chance to shine your light, to share your story, and to share your struggles if you need some support. So thanks, everybody, and we'll see you at the
Thank
next one.
you.